Well, the Philadelphia Eagles came for a fight. It looked like the Washington Commanders were just happy to be there. They didn't come to win. Saquon Barkley, first play of the game, 60-yarder. I knew they were going to be in trouble from this play on. You know what I'm saying? The tackling by Washington was just all for the whole game. Just look at the effort by the Commanders. Man, this is a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. You can't be doing that. Yami Brown was nice the whole playoffs, but this was a costly fumble in the beginning of the game. It set the tone for what was coming ahead. Jalen Hurts with a beautiful down to Devontae Smith. Ain't no stopping Saquon. Too strong, too quick on that goal line. Commanders had to go for this right here. This was one of the better passes in the game right there. You feel me? Once the Eagles missed this kick, I thought the Commanders really had a chance, but I was wrong. Jaden Daniels, that was a beautiful throw to Scary McLaurin, one of the better wide receivers in the game. He was like, I do this. Get out of my way. Hurts came right back. Beautiful dart to A.J. Brown. That play shouldn't have counted because Saquon Barkley was holding, but they didn't call it. This play right here before halftime was so costly. I mean costly. Lattimore got destroyed all game and the other cornerback. Dallas Gobert, he was open all night. We all know Jalen Hurts is a threat on that ground. 3 touchdowns on the ground, man. But my boy Jaden Daniels say, look, I could do this too. Let me get in here right quick. It wasn't enough, though. 2-point conversion, they completed it, but they needed more. Jaden Daniels did what he could do. Players around him just kept coughing up the ball. Austin Eckler right there. That was the camel that broke the camel's back. Straw that broke the camel's back, I want to say. And the Eagles, that tush push is unstoppable. Jaden Daniels couldn't run how he wanted to because Philly defense is amazing. They number one for a reason, man. You just can't stop them. They got players everywhere. Mitchell with his first interception. I don't fault Daniels for that one. He just throwing that one up trying to make something happen, man. But it's not your day when the backup running back could come in, Will Shipley, and give you 77 yards and a touchdown, man. Commanders was just happy to be there, man. They didn't come to win. Congrats to the Eagles. Real talk. You got to give credit where credit is due. They earned it. Number 1 defense. Hurts had a good game. Saquon Barkley rushed for 118 yards on 15 carries. 8 yards to carry. You got to just give them their respect. You know what I'm saying? They came out and they did what they had to do. The Eagles hung 55 up on the Commanders, man. Jalen Hurts was 20 for 28, 246 yards, 1 passing touchdown. Saquon Barkley, like I mentioned, 3 big old things on that ground, Jalen Hurts rushed for 3 of them things. A.J. Brown had 6 catches for 96 yards. Dallas Gobert, he was getting open every time. Wide open, too. 7 catches for 85 yards. You know what I'm saying? Devontae Smith, he ain't do much. 4 catches for 45 yards and that big catch on the sideline when he toe tapped his feet. That defense scary, though, man. Like, real talk. Like, everywhere. They are cold. Zach Braun, you see why they grabbed him from the Saints. 8 tackles. He's one of the fastest linebackers in the league. Blankenship, 6 tackles. Burks had 5 tackles. Nolan Smith had a sack and Jordan Davis had a sack. That defense scary, man. Real talk. Not to mention how Carter was in the middle of that line just disrupting everything, man. As a team, they had 459 yards of total offense, 230 passing, 229 rushing, 7 yards a play, 28 first downs, and it was 5 for 10 on third down. Great win by the Philadelphia Eagles. Now let's talk about the Commanders, man. Jaden Daniels, he's still one of my favorite players in the league, Even though he lost, he did what he could do. 29 for 48, 255 yards. They held him in check. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and he also rushed for a touchdown. This is how the Commanders lost. When they played the Lions, they won because they had great balance. The run game came to play. In this game here, the run game was nowhere to be found, man. Robinson only had 36 yards and Eckler had 15 yards. That fumble by Eckler, that was so costly, man. Right when the Commanders looked like they was trying to get back in the game, it sucked the air right out of the Commanders, man. It was just crazy. Shouts out to the old man, Zach Ertz. I think he 34 years old, something like that. They say he was washed up. Man, he was one of the best players on the field, in my opinion. He played like he had been there before. You know what I'm saying? 11 catches, 104 yards, 10 yards a catch. Terry McLaurin, 3 catches for 51 yards and a touchdown. The Yami Brown, 3 catches for 42 yards, but that costly fumble at the beginning of the game, that set the tone for the rest of the game. After that, they kind of shut him down, you feel me? And his confidence was wrecked after that. I just was looking at him. He wasn't the same after that fumble, man. As a team, the Commanders had 350 total yards, 250 pass, 99 rushing yards. You know what I'm saying? 22 first downs and turnovers, man. I don't care what team. When you turn the ball over, you will lose. The Commanders had 3 fumbles, and the Eagles scored 21 points off of them. Like, it was crazy because in the first half, right before halftime, 2-3 minutes to go, man, it was a 2-point game. And them 2 minutes, man, the Eagles put up 14 points and they ended the game right there. You know what I'm saying? We all knew the Commanders was going to come out swinging in the second half. That's what they do. They come from behind, It just was too much. I don't care how great your rookie quarterback is. In the playoffs, defense travels, man. Old school football. Run the ball, play excellent defense. And that's what they do. Vic Fangio got them boys humming, man. Like, real talk. I'm excited. I wasn't going for the Eagles, but, I'm excited to see that it still got teams in the league that value defense and value running that ball, like Saquon Barkley said. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays it's all about the quarterback and the passing game. I love a team that's balanced. The Eagles not balanced enough in my opinion, but it don't matter because Saquon Barkley, as of now, he's the best running back in the game, man. I ain't seen nobody that could stop him yet. You know what I'm saying? When you could take your first carry and take it to the house, you know how many games this dude then bust 50 and 60-yard runs? It don't matter if you rooting for him or rooting against him. You got to give him his respect. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing that right now. I wait for the Commanders. I thought the rookie was going to shock the world. It just wasn't his time. He going to be back, though. He going to be back. The Commanders know what they got to do. They got $100 million to spend this offseason. They got to get cornerbacks. Lattimore and that other corner got shredded all night. Lattimore, he should have gave up another touchdown because a few plays before when they went for it on that 4th down, A.J. Brown had beat him off the line and Hurst threw it to the other side of the field. That's how when they went for it on 4th down, I knew exactly where the ball was going. Lattimore got that down bad. Ever since he was with the Saints, he liked to jam you, get physical. He do good against big receivers, and he struggle against them small receivers who are quick off that line. You know what I'm saying? He should have played off him some. It was too tight. That was easy work for A.J. Brown, man. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I got to say, the refs were leaning towards the Eagles in this game because they had about 3 situations in the game where the flags should have been thrown and they didn't throw them. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like every time the Commanders did something, they were throwing that flag. I would like the refs to call the game even, you know what I'm saying? Because them 3 plays that they didn't call, it could have changed the game. I'm not saying the Commanders would have won, but, I think the outcome would have been kind of different, you feel me? And you never know. It might have changed things, The Commanders, they must get more depth on their defense, and their secondary must be revamped. It must be, because they didn't give Jaden Daniels an opportunity in this game. Jaden Daniels didn't lose the game. The defense did. And the players on offense fumbling. It wasn't on him. Daniels did what he was supposed to do. But once again, shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles for going to the Super Bowl, man. I don't think they're going to win it, but they getting there. They got there, you feel me? That's what it's all about, man. Shouts out to the Washington Commanders for having a great season. Y'all got y'all one in Jaden Daniels. Build around this young man. and he gonna take y'all to the Super Bowl one day. It's just not y'all time right now, man. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of this game. This Sports Savvy TV, I'm signing out, man.